Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. Today I want to chat with you guys about my 7 biggest financial wake-up calls. Let's get started and talk about it. Okay, the first one is when I was 23 and I moved to the Dallas, Texas area, I decided, which wasn't very smart, hey, you know what? I love having a cute wardrobe and I wanted to get all these department credit cards. And so I just started racking it up. I think they each gave me a $500 limit. Well, I had one for Lord & Taylor, Foley's, Dillard's, and I bought all sorts of cute clothes. Well, then it came time to pay, and what ended up happening is due to the interest, I was having trouble paying the minimum payments and had to call the credit card companies. I was never late with payment, but I found out I was paying a lot in interest. So being in a lot of debt, what did I do about it? Well, I was teaching at a daycare full-time, or it was really a private school, but I didn't make enough to be able to pay that and all my bills. So I got a part-time job at Sally's Beauty Supply, and I worked there for a year. Then they ended up closing Sally's. I really enjoyed working there. And because of me working there for a year, I took all of that money that I made working there and paid off the debt. So big wake-up call is that, you know what, when you pay later, many times you end up paying interest. So that's number one. Number two, this is probably one of my biggest, and I'm still learning this at age 60. One of my biggest wake-up calls is it's easy to go broke spending a little teeny bit of money at a time. I always call it death by 1,000 cuts, $1 here, 50 cents here. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with spending a little bit, but I'm working on being more intentional with my spending and being a wiser steward, because it's easy to go broke spending just a little bit of money at a time. Okay, number 3, I'm not saying holidays aren't necessary. I'm going to put all of this in number 3. Obligations, overspending, holiday foods, holiday gifts. I'm not saying it's all wonderful, but I didn't make wise choices and I always went overboard, especially with holiday meals. And I still tend to make too many things. What ends up happening is you have a bunch of leftovers that nobody needs. You waste food, which means you waste money. And it's not good to waste food, for a variety of reasons. Also, gift giving, I went overboard and did more than I needed. It's wonderful to give, but I think sometimes we can go overboard. So and also obligations, feeling obligated to spend money on things. All of those things can make you go broke and due to waste too. You can end up wasting materials and wasting food, wasting money, and all sorts of stuff. Okay, number 4, I should have saved for retirement earlier, and I think I shared this on a video, but it's been a while, that when we had some people, this is when my husband and I first moved in this house, we had some people that came and sat with us and said, oh, it's good for you guys to save for retirement. But then they told us we needed to save at least $500 a month. Well, we didn't make tons of money, so I thought, well, since we don't have $500 a month, I'm not going to save anything. You know what? Even if you only had $50 a month, $100, and you could start saving and investing early when you're 20s, you know what? Anything is better than nothing. And I had an all or nothing attitude, and that did not serve me. So now because of those actions, I'm not going to be able to ever fully retire. I'll be able to work part-time and live comfortably, but I won't be able to fully retire. But that is, you know what? That was because of choices we made. Okay, number 5, you don't need for much. Much of the things that we buy are not things that we need. We end up buying wants more than needs, and we end up with our house full of stuff that no one wants. I'm just being honest. Okay, number 6, medical insurance is important. There's been so many years I didn't have medical insurance, and I've had to pay cash for some things that took me a while. So if any kind of insurance, if you can afford it, is really good, because if you don't have it and something happens, unless you get help, I mean, there are programs that help with that, but it can be kind of a tough situation. And last but not least, be careful of what college degree you get. I got a degree in criminal justice, and I went on to paralegal school. I never ended up using it. I should have stuck with my teaching degree. I did end up teaching in a private school, but I would have been better if I would have been a teacher in a public school, got the benefits and all of that good stuff. So, a lot of people will get a degree in something that you can't get a job in. So these are financial wake-up calls that I realize that, hey, I can't do a do-over. All I can do is learn from my mistakes and continue learning lessons along the way and doing the best each day. What are some financial wake-up calls you guys have had? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. That's all I have to say for now. Love you, appreciate you, and I sure hope you come back for tomorrow's video. Bye, everybody.